1996 CR125. Let's go big in a time today. Hey, what's up guys? Ryder here with Jay, and we have this cool looking beautiful bike. Jay, tell me a little bit more about this bike. What is it?
So it's a 1996 CR125, as you said, and it's built by my buddy Chris Puffer with Sano Metal Finishing. He has a company in Marietta, California, where he does Cerakoting, vapor blasting, vapor honing, and stuff like that. And he loves to build these things. So we've worked together in a few projects. I help finish it up with him and help him with a lot of the, you can see a lot of my parts, obviously.
Yeah.
So he bought this thing and it was just thrashed.
Right.
And so we went through the thing completely. He vapor blasted the engine and all that. We had Tom Morgan go through the cylinder and head for us. Millennium plated the cylinder. Tom Morgan set up the cylinder, ported it, and it's still set up to run on pump gas. Runs a little bit better, of course, on some VP, some C12. So that was the engine. He vapor blasted the carburetor. Tom Morgan set that up for us too with jetting as well. And while it was down, powder coated the frame, of course, San Diego powder coating, same one you use.
Right.
We got that on there. And then the plastic is all, like you said, still the same. We didn't update any of the plastic.
Yeah.
So it still has that old look.
Yeah.
And went with this old, with 96 style from UFO, and they call this nuclear red. Rado's like, is it pink?
Yeah.
And it is. Like back then, they ran this pink. And Decal Works, this is a tough color to match, but they did a decent job of getting close. In the past, we haven't gotten close at all. So they've been able to get closer in color, and so it looks pretty good. And so they did a good job on all that. Moto seat really hit it on the seat cover, and you have the Clark makes an actual tank. These tanks were all white back then.
Oh, okay.
And so
they make it in black color, huh?
Yeah, and it's a stock size, so that was kind of cool. And then with the engine and stuff, we use spec bolt. Makes really cool looking bolts that you use also to do the engine and all the chassis pieces, all new bolts and hardware there. Okay, so also as you can see, we have full Galfer brakes and lines. Galfer still makes all the pieces for this bike. We got an oversized front rotor and steel braided lines throughout, and also brake pads. We have the IMS foot pegs, and then ICW went through the radiators and straightened those up because they were all tweaked out, and put some radiator bracing in there as well at the same time. We have our Uni 2-stage air filter on there that we run on all of our bikes. We really like those. And then UFO still has mud flaps available for these bikes as well with all this plastic. So it's nice that you can get a lot of these older bits for these bikes still from companies like UFO. And then when he had to part, he vapor blasted the brakes and hubs and Cerakoted them. And he also Cerakoted the hubs.
Oh, okay.
And then Faster USA built the wheels with those. And we did an 18-inch rear wheel. And it got these UFO flaps to make it a little bit off-roady, and it's got a skid plate. Him and his buddy in close to his shop there made a custom metal skid plate because there's not skid plates available for these bikes. So he made a couple of custom skid plate. Also, the rear axle blocks aren't available for these bikes anymore. I've had that problem and had to do some machining on and welding on the stock ones. He got those made, so that was kind of cool. And then a lot of our other components, like the ODI bars and grips, his throttle was ruined, so we got a Motion Pro full throttle with cable from there. All the bearings were changed out with either Pivot Works or All Balls bearings, and all the bearings. And of course, Race Tech went through the suspension and got that all freshened up for us. So you can see the thing looks like $1 million.
Dude, that's a lot of work. And I have to tell you, I really like what I'm seeing here because we kept everything 1996, right? Yeah. You didn't change anything, and that's pretty much the plan of what I want to do with my YZ build, right? It's 2001. I want to keep everything that way, and I see that you rebuild the stock wheels using the stock hubs, just making it look a little better. So I'm getting a lot of inspiration here. So bike definitely looks amazing. We're gonna do a little testing with a dirt rider today.
Yeah, we got dirt riders going to test this thing, so you'll be able to see the full story on their site and on their YouTube as well. So you'll be able to see it there. It'll be up there before it's on here, so you'll be able to go check it out with what Dirt Rider thinks of this thing as well.
And then we're gonna take it to some of my places and see what this 125 does. Man, I love these 125s. These things are so much fun when they hit the pipe. As long as you keep it there on the pipe and this thing screams, feels so good, man. We got a little bit of rain. This thing is fun. When it screams, it's so fun. Alright guys, so here we go, CR125. Definitely it's 125, and definitely you need to have your clutch game on point and then keep it higher RPM. When I was riding the track, the turn track, I usually ride, then you know, it took a little longer to get the bike on the pipe. Sometimes I was in second gear and I blipped the clutch and I give it a little more throttle, but it still didn't catch the meat of power, so I had to do it a couple times. So I need to keep higher RPM on this bike, but once you hit it on the pipe, this thing screams and pulls, sounds really good, sounds really exciting, and this thing is fast. Like when it grabbed in second gear, it was pulling wheelie on me. So it definitely has a lot of power, but at the same time you need to know how to use that power. So fun experience, bike looks amazing, it feels really good in my hands. I wouldn't say that this is you know, such a old bike, you might say, right? It's not a 2021 or 2020, this is 1997, so it's an old bike, relatively old bike. But once you do all the work and you change all the bearings, you grease everything, you have your suspension done, you have everything is new and everything is rebuilt, you really feel like the bike is it's almost brand new. It feels really good. It feels great in my hands. The suspension was doing fine, and the bike feels really light and nimble, to the point where I felt like it's maybe a little bit small for me. I don't know. It's just that feeling I had. The bike feels a little bit small. I think it would be a girl who will be the owner of this bike in the near future. So I think this bike will fit her well. But it was maybe just a little bit small for me. But definitely a lot of fun. You guys did a great job building this bike, and I'm really happy that I discovered this passion of mine for 125s. And I'm currently building a YZ125 2001, and I will be getting another 125. So definitely a bike to have, definitely a bike to improve on, and it's just a lot of fun to ride, and it makes you a better rider. Alright, my friend, well, let me know below in the comments how you like this bike, how you like the review, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. See you guys later.